Can you beat Borderlands 2 with only Flint's Tinderbox? The rules are in the description and I'll talk about the build as we go, so let's jump into it. I started my adventure by picking the one who can hold twice as many Tinderboxes. Here's the build and here's the gear. I'm gonna get so many people telling me that I should have picked Krieg because he's the fire character. And you know what? I wish I could have picked Krieg, but I didn't pick Salvador to make this easy. I picked him to make it physically possible. Everyone always says Salvador is overpowered, which is true, but none of the things that make him overpowered actually apply to this run at all. There were just too many situations where the one thing standing in my way was running out of ammo, and Salvador doesn't have that problem. Oh, also ignore the goal counter and countdown timer. Back in July, I was doing a subathon and I needed to kill time, and I thought, what better way to do that than with a challenge that I fully assumed was impossible? There's probably a lot of better things to do, but I went with this. Those bully monks died pretty instantly, which shouldn't be a surprise because, you know, fire. But after the infection run, I don't know what to believe anymore. Let's see if Tutorial Town lasts long enough for me to explain what makes the Tinderbox so bad. Not a whole lot, actually. All things considered, this damage is perfectly fine. As far as setting people on fire goes, it certainly gets the job done. I mean, I did need to use a level 1 magic missile for slag, but it's OP 10. I feel like that's pretty expected. No, just like so many of these challenges, it's just annoying to use. Its accuracy is anywhere other than the enemy, and the projectiles arc through the air. Also, it consumes 2 ammo per shot for some reason, which is why I'm using a class mod that gives ammo regen instead of one that increases my damage. But nothing can match its biggest weakness. It's a fire weapon. Now look, I'm not saying fire is a bad element, but if you were only allowed to use one element, fire is the absolute worst one. Think about it. How many bosses in this game are painfully resistant to fire? Scratch that. How many bosses in this game aren't resistant to fire? There's a reason why out of every run like this done by myself or others, only like 2 of them have been with fire weapons. This may seem easy so far, but just wait till the robots show up. Alright, well that was pretty easy. Setting people on fire seems to be a pretty effective way to make them stop fighting me. I cleared out the bandits before Boom Boom faster than you could say. Probably a lot. It took a few minutes, but relative to other runs, it was pretty quick. I made it to Boom Boom, who you might assume would be a problem since they're armored. But no, unlike every other armored enemy in the game, they actually don't resist fire and aren't weak to corrosion. In fact, if you shoot them in the face, they're actually weak to fire. So I kinda did a lot of damage. Is it sad that I see this as a lot of damage? They also did a lot of damage to me though, so the excitement was about as short-lived as I was. I ran back in, and this time I was able to use Boom as a shield against Boom, and I easily destroyed Big Bertha. I could kill Big Boom right now, but I'm choosing not to, obviously, because it would waste time, and there's a much better strategy here. When you die, Boom gets back into Big Bertha, but for some reason has less health. It doesn't really look like the health is going down faster, gonna be honest, but it is. The reason this is definitely faster than just killing them, I swear, is because the health reduction also applies to Big Boom, something that I will be able to show you later. That death was also completely intentional, I promise, because the health reduction actually stacks. I figured since Big Boom was just gonna get weaker every time I die, I may as well try to kill Little Boom first. At this rate, Big Boom's gonna die in one hit. I destroyed Big Bertha even faster this time, shot Little Boom, and then, killed Big Boom, which was the plan all along. Now that one of them is dead, psychos are gonna show up, and they're pretty weak, so I'd be able to easily kill them to activate the skill No Kill Like Overkill and do crazy damage to Little Boom. I didn't have that skill, but if I did, it would have been a really good plan. They were still good for second wins though, and after chasing Boom around for a little bit, I managed to get him to stand still for the first time in his life, and I killed him. That was shockingly not difficult. We're not even 20 minutes into the video yet, and Boom Boom's already dead, so far this has been pretty easy, especially for a run that I said I thought was impossible. And it did get harder, don't get me wrong, but the reason I thought it was impossible has nothing to do with difficulty. This run was definitely gonna be tough, yeah, but there was one specific fight that I was convinced wasn't doable, and I bet you can't guess which one it was. Unless you guessed Flint, the guy that doesn't take fire damage. Yeah, it was him. Well, that didn't work. That didn't go well for a second. The game wasted no time telling me to fuck myself. I decided to kill all of the bandits first, and since I changed my build to include no kill like overkill, they were dying pretty fast. The reason I didn't have it before is because I figured that a skill that requires me to get kills would be pretty stupid for a gun this bad, but then the gun did enough damage for me to think it was actually shooting bullets. With those guys dead, it was time to knock Flint out of the arena so his AI would completely bug out and he would just stand there and let me shoot him. I've actually seen people complain that I do this. They'll say that it actually was possible to kill Flint while he's still in the arena, and there was no need to break his AI like that. And maybe for some challenges that's true, but something tells me no one's gonna say that here. Even with him out of the arena and not attacking me at all, I didn't deal enough damage to make his health bar move, but I wasn't out of ideas. I used only the Tinderbox to punch Flint into this little room so I could stand on a barrel to make up for Salvador's height and get headshots. And even with that, I still couldn't see the health bar move. At this point, I decided that you probably can't kill Flint with the Tinderbox, so maybe I needed to find something to kill Flint for me. I started punching Flint down the glacier, thinking that maybe I could use the elevator in Boom Boom's arena to crush him or something. That plan got cut a little short when a few of Flint's bandits decided they didn't like the sight of me repeatedly punching their defenseless boss down a hill. To be fair, yeah, they kinda got a point, so they killed me, which meant I was gonna have to do that all over a... Oh, you're still here. I kind of assumed you'd go back to the arena if I died. Well, turns out survival is optional, so this just got easier. I killed those bandits and got right back to punching Flint down the hill, and before too long, I got into the area right before Boom Boom. And that's where things started to get a little weird. For starters, I couldn't push him over this tiny rock for some reason. I guess I have to go around this. I didn't know that he was immune to rock. I left for like 20 minutes and we barely gotten anywhere. That sounds about right. You try shooting with your gun? Believe it or not, that is the first thing I tried. I think I'll be able to crush him with Boom Boom's elevator. Is it the elevator doesn't work? I don't know. Oh my god, no way he's immune to this tiny little section. Oh, surely that just made it worse. Nope, that fixed everything. Are you fucking kidding me? Flint? Why are you the way you are? What the fuck? Do I have to send Flint around this way? Okay, I think I can slide him around on this. As long as these stupid fucking rack don't come back. Singularity? Interesting plan. Alright, I can't get him that way either. I have to go around even more. That has a 3-second fuse time, so that'll be great. Okay, so can't go that way. I didn't like that. I didn't like that one bit. He did a steppy. What? Oh my god, the enemies respawned. Maybe I can hit him into the ice water and then hit him out. Uh-oh. Bad Flint. No big steppy. Like, oh my god. We got the racks, the ironclads. Could this be going better? Well, Blue, I'm glad to see that it takes longer to kill Flint with a Tinderbox than it takes to eat spaghetti. Not a metric I thought I needed, but one I'm glad I have. Okay. Now, Flint, get in the wet. This might be a terrible idea, but I'm sure he'll just big steppy his way out if he needs to. No, I think he is stuck in the corner, that piece of ice. Why is Flint the way he is? Why is this game the way it is? We got an issue. I don't know how to avoid steppy. Well, that plan didn't work. I'm sure there's a way to do what I was trying to do, but it was already taking too long, and I had no idea how I was going to deal with Boom Boom anyway. I had another idea, but I needed to test something. Maybe I actually could kill him with the Tinderbox. Obviously, if that was going to happen, I needed to do more damage, but how much more? His health bar didn't move at all, so did I need to double it, triple it, multiply it by 10? It could have been anything. Just to test it, I put on the B shield. Now don't worry, I'm not going to kill him with the B. I just wanted to know if that damage increase would be enough. And yeah, that health bar's moving. Putting on the B shield effectively multiplied my damage by almost 6. Okay, I think this is actually possible. No elevators, no B shield. I think I can actually kill him with just the Tinderbox. and a tiny little glitch to triple my damage. So I went to the Fight for Sanctuary DLC. This was going to be a monumental pain in the ass, but at least the first part was easy. All I had to do was wait, and after 2 minutes, the raiders would fail with or without my help. That's kind of depressing. I shot some of the skags just to see how this was gonna go, and that damage was actually pretty good. Maybe this DLC would be easy, or maybe those skags are the weakest enemies I'll fight. Is it that one? It is. Oh, good. While I finish the first and last easy mission, let me explain the reason why I'm here. In this DLC, there's poison gas that more than triples your damage while you're standing in it. If you get into a car while standing in the gas, that becomes permanent. Slight problem, the gas constantly damages you, and if you die, the buff goes away. The amount of damage it deals to you is based on a percentage of your maximum health, so all you have to do is be a weak little bitch and it'll hardly damage you at all. In the infection run, I used the fabled tortoise shield to make my health 1 so I wouldn't take any damage, but unfortunately that wouldn't work here. In that run, I only needed to get to Boom Boom. Here, I have to run past Boom Boom, run through all of the bandit camps, get to Flint's arena, and then knock Flint out of the arena, all without my shield breaking. This is OP 10. My shield will break if I stub my toe. Also, even though the gas wouldn't be damaging me, it would be preventing my shield from regenerating, and if I died, I'd have to go back to the DLC and start the whole process again. And even if I somehow managed to pull that off, it still wouldn't work, because I have 2 skills that only function if my shield is broken. So I was gonna need to use the Rough Rider to keep Out of Bubblegum active so I could shoot really fast, and Inconceivable active so I could keep shooting really fast. Luckily, there is a way to prevent the damage entirely. Unluckily, the way to make that happen is not exactly easy. I'm gonna have to progress through the DLC until I've killed Cassius. You know, the last fight before the final boss? I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, it only took about 10 minutes to clear out the camps and meet Vaughn, but after that, it was time for the actual challenge of the DLC. Enemies with shields. The new Pandorans have the tankiest goddamn shields in the world. So that, combined with the fact that I can't slag enemies while in Fight for Your Life, meant yikes. I didn't actually have to fight them, so I tried to just run past, but oh, what? No, yeah, they really wanted to fight me. Because of the Tinderbox's accuracy, I pretty much had to be inside of the enemies I was shooting, which meant I was basically predestined to die. And when they decided to walk more than 4 feet away from me, every single one of my shots would miss. After dying a few more times, I somehow activated the stupid in this guy, and he stood completely still. If he had been slagged, I could have killed him. So suddenly, the strategy was clear. I just had to get some damage in and slag them before going down, and then hope they stand still and hope the slag doesn't wear off before I kill them. Easy. Except, not easy at all. I couldn't just run in and hope for the best. I had to intentionally pin them up against a wall so they couldn't run away. As you could probably guess, this plan did not have a 100% success rate. Take away about 2 zeros from that. The good news is I found out the pyros aren't actually any more fire resistant than the rest of them. The bad news is that's not saying much. It took a lucky money shot chain to bring the pyro down before the slag wore off, but at least it was possible. After some less than survivable attempts, I managed to kill the guy guarding the path to the enemies I actually needed to fight. Yeah, just as a reminder, these guys were technically optional. I say technically because they were doing everything in their power to not be optional. I decided I may as well kill the last new Pandoran just so I wouldn't have to run past him every time, and since he was alone, he was easily thwarted by the power of just running in circles around him. I didn't even go into Fight for Your Life, which normally wouldn't be an accomplishment. I ran into the next area, and you know, I would have expected this plant bandit to be weaker than the guys that actively resist my damage, but I was so very mistaken. I ran back in, this time accidentally standing in the gas that triples my damage, and believe it or not, I did a little more damage. I even managed to get a second wind on another Legionnaire who wasn't even slagged and completed the mission. Despite the fact that the sole reason I came to this DLC was to use the gas in a way it was absolutely not intended, I didn't even think for a second to use the gas in the way it was intended. Well, with that out of the way, I scanned a brain and it told me to fix up some turrets. It must have been a smart brain because we were immediately attacked and those turrets definitely pretended to help. The first wave was just more plant bandits, so they were pretty easy to deal with, but of course before too long some new Pandorans showed up. For some reason, these guys got sent here without shields. I thought Hector was supposed to be the big brain military strategy dodgy guy, and yet he sent in his most flammable soldiers. Eventually, he did send in guys with shields, but personally, I would have started with that. It was pretty clear that I was gonna need to kill the enemies that should have stayed home first, which wasn't too hard, especially once I got some overkill damage going. How I was able to get overkill damage on this thing is a mystery to me, but I'm not one to complain. Well, I'm not one to complain often. Well, once again, I was gonna have to trick the shielded enemies into standing still, and once again, that was not exactly going well. You see, the problem is this room is a big open area, so how am I supposed to pin them up against a wall and ask them nicely for their lunch money if there's no wall to pin them up against? That's like half the strategy. Well, seeing as doing the same thing over and over again wasn't working, I decided to try something new. Interesting. So dying before walking into the room wasn't a great strategy either. I went back to doing the same thing that wasn't working, and thanks to a lucky money shot chain, it worked. So I guess the people that are gonna say that money shot makes this too easy are correct. After only dying 9 times, I was able to kill 1 enemy. Salvador is clearly absolutely broken and overpowered in every context, and because of that, we should nerf Kunai. Honestly, I should feel bad about that one time I did Gearless Sal, because Salvador is broken, which means obviously that challenge was way too easy. With only 1 enemy left, I was able to use the power of circles to, but circles? Why are you failing me? Okay, I was able to use the power of circles to easily kill the last enemy on my first 5th try. And my reward for killing those enemies? More enemies to kill. In this cutscene, Talon straight up one-shots a guy. Can't he just do that, like, 4 more times? Oh, they sent the ones that are flammable again. Never mind, just like 2 more times, Talon. These guys were actually a lot more susceptible to the pin against the wall technique. I didn't even need a wall for the second one, he just stood there. But the next section was gonna be an absolute nightmare. I had to fight my way up this hill to get to Mordecai with countless soldiers blocking my path. Wait a second, is there a skip? Do I not have to do this fighting? You can ignore a lot of it? Oh, okay. Ignoring a lot of it is nice. So it looks like I just grenade jump up here, isn't it? So I did a grenade jump, made it to Mordecai, and just instantly died. Now what's weird is that badass enemies are always max level. They're always level 91. So why are these badass marksmen not level 91? Also, why are they weaker than the standard soldiers I've been struggling against? I guess they'll make anyone a badass these days. Hey, thanks for telling me that there's a skip there and I only had to kill like 4 dudes. I would have been here all fucking night. I unfortunately rescued Mordecai, but not enough, I guess. So I have to go find a cure for the poison gas, which will conveniently make me immune to the poison gas too. I would like to point out that all the gas does to me is hurt a little, but for Mordecai, it's a fatal infection. He just can't stop being useless, can he? I met up with Brick, who realistically was going to be doing most of the work here. Luckily, I was back to fighting the salad soldiers, so this didn't take too long. Then suddenly disaster struck as I had to fight the first armored enemies of the run, not including Boom Boom because they aren't actually armored, or Ironclads because their heads are weak to fire. Now this was the first true armored enemy of the game, and oh boy, it was moderately far away. I decided to save the turrets for last and kill the bandits first. It felt good to fight enemies that are actually weak to the Tinderbox. No kill like overkill was snowballing my damage to the point where I was killing the wannabe badasses so fast it almost looks like a good gun. Almost. I killed another sapling and used the overkill damage to kill a colossus and used that overkill damage to barely kill the turret. I only had to do that 3 more times. Fighting them conventionally was clearly not gonna work, so I did a grenade jump to get right next to one, and turns out they're even more fatal point blank. The second time I added in the power of circles, which didn't keep me alive, but it did waste enough time for the slag to wear off. On my 3rd try, the slag didn't wear off. That's all it took. Wow, I guess that just goes to show that purple is the best color. The next cannon was even easier. It was on a ramp, so I just ran up and expertly dodged almost some of its attacks, and I easily killed it. There was just 1 cannon left. I tried to climb up to it, but I guess that wasn't gonna work twice. I tried to grenade jump up to it, which seemed like it could work. It's not like it could work worse than just shooting it, but finding a good place to grenade jump wasn't easy with how uneven the terrain was. The grenades just kept bouncing all over the place, so if there was a good spot for a jump, it was gonna take a few tries. There were some places that looked like they could work pretty well, but unfortunately I got murdered to death when I tried. I found a spot where I could shoot it and it couldn't shoot me, and after using 100% of my ammo, I almost got it down to half health. I mean, to be fair, that thing is at least 30 feet away from me. You can't expect guns to be accurate at such extreme ranges. Oh, also, I was wrong. It absolutely could have shot me that entire time. It just didn't for some reason. But then I realized something that probably should have been obvious. So many of my kills have been from me getting lucky money shot chains, but if I'm completely out of ammo, then I'll be constantly getting lucky money shot chains. You can tell that it's a completely overpowered ability because I only had to speed up this recording a little bit to make it look like damage was actually happening. I'm just kidding. Obviously, money shot is really strong. I just think it's funny that the Tinderbox manages to make it look weak. With all of that out of the way, it was time for the real challenge. Yeah, none of that before was actually a challenge. This is where it would actually get difficult. I ran past a bunch of enemies that barely seemed to notice I was there, and then I made it to an area where I was gonna have to kill a bunch of those new Pandorans to get the elevator to come down. Normally that would be a problem, but somehow, once again, these guys didn't get the memo that the only person attacking them is using exclusively the gun form of flint and steel, and none of them wore their shields to work that day. I killed them all so easily, and made my way up the elevator, and that's exactly when everything went horribly wrong. I shot the loader, and I think I explained this damage best during the stream. Huh, okay. So that, you know, that's dumb. You don't shoot that guy with that. That's not what you want to do. Well said, past me. To translate, these guys don't take a lot of damage. I did almost kill one, so if I ran in guns a-blazing enough times, eventually I would kill them, but then it got even worse. Oh, that's a hot loader. Can I damage that? If I hit him in the back enough times, will he explode? Armored and resistant to fire. That's a combo you love to see. What I should do, honestly, I should use the Rough Rider, because it'll give me the fire rate. And then if I can just run down one of these loaders. The hot loader is always the one that's in the front, which is really annoying. See, this could be okay. Let's see if it's physically possible to kill a hot loader. Hey, that health bar isn't moving. Okay, well, I blasted off his arm, so at bare minimum, when I come back, he'll be gunless. That could be the play. Just go in and get rid of all their arms. Stop having a gun. Thank you. Oh, so close. It's okay. I'm pretty close to having all of them just not have guns anymore. I might even clear out this room before 200 deaths. That is true. He did lose you guys that Gambo. Wait! Holy shit, wait, did you guys see that? The health bar moved. Slightly. Well, only for a second. I'd love to just go for the gun loaders, but the hot loaders have decided to be the issue. There's 3 hot loaders. Are hot loaders guaranteed in this room? Am I guaranteed to get at least one? Zero clue. Hot loaders are hot? I don't know. Yeah, okay. These are not the answers I expected, but I do appreciate the honesty. This is fine. I can get him. $100 deaths. Honestly, easiest game I've ever played in my life. Oh, Jesus. I'm stuck on nothing. Awesome. Out of ammo. That's good. Well, I got ammo now. I know I can't kill a hot loader, but let's see how well I can kill a hot loader. Fellas, I don't know how to do this. Yeah, like, fuck, I need the gas glitch to get to the gas glitch. Okay, got all the okay, well, got all the gun loaders out of the way. Oh, fuck, fellas, that wasn't a lot of damage. But that was damage. Can the Tinderbox roll with melee? I'm not gonna melee them. Also, well, I guess, I mean, like, okay, hold on. Wait a second. Are there any death pits in this room by chance? No? Fuck. It's like, what if I led one all the way here and knocked him into this hole? What would that accomplish? No idea. I am open to finding out. If I could get them to stop fucking killing me, maybe that would help. We're taking very, very tiny little baby steps in the right direction. Or in a direction. Keep going, I sort of believe in you. I'll take it. Oh man. Oh, it was such a good idea. We were almost there. Maybe still able. I have no idea what that's gonna accomplish, but I definitely did something. Okay, yeah, that hot loader is very much just alive and chilling down there. I have a plan. I promise you I have a plan here. The hot loader is directly below me, right? Please? Come on. You know you want to, game. You know this is how you want it to work. Okay, it didn't work. It was not under the elevator. Wait. What are you doing? Well, I don't like that. How's this going so far? Oh, man. I've had more difficult challenges. It works! Just gotta do that a couple times now. Hey guys, this looks like a death pit. Sir. Bye-bye! So that's what I'm gonna do the hot loader. See, that's the thing, Car. I don't do the exact same thing. I get very impatient and try weird shit, and that's exactly what I needed to do, apparently. That works out, actually. I think he can go over that side. No. No, you're going the wrong way, sir. No, this works, actually. It's just a bit of a roundabout. Uh-oh. Fuck. Wait, no, this works. This works. One more. Tinderbox only. All with the Tinderbox. This is by far the dumbest thing I've ever done in this game. Alright, hot loader, come with me. Okay, cool. He should just stay over there. Perfect. Perfect position for that guy, actually. How's the run been? I left at Flint. We're at Flint. This is still Flint. Okay. Moment of truth. I'm confused. I think he fell all the way down. He sure fucking did. Well, with that situation dealt with, believe it or not, it got even worse. I started collecting some bomb parts for Tina because that really is the only type of mission they know how to write for her. And the final part was guarded by a giant fucking robot. Honestly, the giant robot isn't even the threat here. He really just stands there and doesn't move. After 2 straight minutes of shooting, I finally got his health bar to move a single tick, and unfortunately, I don't think this guy's gonna fit on the elevator, so this fight was gonna take several hours. But the real threat is the loaders. They spawn infinitely, and after that last room, I think it's safe to say that choosing to fight loaders is a terminal condition. I needed to do what I do best and find a hiding spot. Okay, not there. If there's one thing I know about this game, it's that every boss fight has a hiding spot that trivializes the fight, except for the Ghost Kings. We don't talk about the Ghost Kings. There is a 0% chance that this is the one boss arena in the game that they actually designed well. All I had to do was find a spot where I could shoot Uranus and none of the enemies could hit me. As I was running around looking for spots, I realized I actually really like this arena. All of the rubble laying around can be used as cover, and the multiple height levels actually give you a lot of options for how you take on the fight. It's a lot better than their usual big flat open arena. It's a shame that they wasted such a good level on possibly the most boring boss in the game. As always, trying to find a hiding spot while getting blasted by robots is pretty much the worst case scenario, but that's never stopped me. Eventually, I found a jump that seemed promising, but I had to survive for more than 5 seconds to get up there. The second I left cover, my health bar vanished, but after dying 24 times, I finally managed to make the jump, and there was in fact a spot up there, and it was kind of perfect. Actually, it was kind of shit. I could only shoot him with the gun in my right hand, because if I peeked out any further, I'd get shot, and I don't want to get shot. This is the first of many situations where the only thing standing in my way was running out of ammo. And time. Lots of time. Only being able to shoot him with half of my guns cut my damage roughly in half. I used the commander mod to speed up the process a little bit, and after 45 minutes, which without the mod would have been 4.5 hours, he finally died. I picked up the thing, blew up a wall, watched everyone sad about Mordecai dying as if it would really be that tragic of a loss, and made my way to the final area. It isn't the final area of the DLC, but it was the last place I had to go before fighting Cassius. We were almost done. The good news is I don't have to kill these guys, and the bad news is, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to kill these guys. This is off topic, but why is it that when these soldiers shoot me with their E-Tech weapons, every bone in my body shatters at once, but when I use E-Tech weapons, I may as well be healing the enemies? Anyway, it wasn't too hard to run through the rest of the facility, other than the part where I died because it was hard, and I made it to Cassius. Unlike Uranus, who is lame and boring in an interesting arena, Cassius is actually a pretty well-designed boss in one of the most boring arenas in the game. If we put Cassius in Uranus's arena, best boss fight in the game. No. The series. No. In all of video games. No. Just in Borderlands 2. Let's not get crazy here. Also, look at that health bar. It's moving. It's moving incredibly slowly, but it's moving. Cassius is actually weak to fire, so this was gonna be easy. Than anything else so far. For once, I actually didn't feel the need to cheese the fight. I didn't need any cheap tricks or hiding spots because all of his attacks are perfectly dodgeable. I didn't dodge them because I chose not to, for reasons. But unlike most fights in this game, it wasn't a matter of out-healing his damage or killing him before he could kill me. I just had to actually pay attention and play well. You know, like a video game. Before too long, he summoned the first wave of tentacles, which was perfect. I could kill them, get some overkill damage, and Cassius would crumple like a paper airplane. Problem, it didn't even work at all. The tendrils were so skinny that my shots went around them, so I had to get really close to do anything, but when I got close, I got slapped in the face with a tentacle, which I didn't care for, not one bit. By the time I killed them, enough time had been wasted that I may as well have just been shooting Cassius, which means he was not going to crumple like a paper airplane. He was going to crumple like a metal airplane, which isn't saying much these days, but it was going to take a lot longer than I hoped. After a while, all the tentacles disappeared, but there was a pretty massive issue. I was out of grenades, which meant I was out of slag. The reason I picked magic missile is because it automatically regenerates a grenade every 26 seconds, but that's 26 seconds where I can't kill anything. The tendrils came back and I used my one grenade to kill them, so they dropped more grenade ammo that I could use to kill Cassius, but they only dropped the one grenade, so once again, I should have just been ignoring the tentacles. Also, when they vanish, they drop ammo anyway, so there is literally zero reason to attack them. One issue I kept running into was the fact that Gunzerk was pretty much my only source of healing, so when there's a billion tentacles attacking me, it was pretty important to be Gunzerking. But what was super fun is the tentacles last almost exactly the duration of Gunzerk, so when I finally had an opportunity to shoot Cassius, all of my damage would vanish. Why not just shoot him while the tentacles were out? Well, trying to dodge his attacks and the tentacle attacks and hoping the magic missile did its job and trying to aim with this gun of all things things. You know, it worked, just not super well. I just kept running in circles, dodging the attacks, dealing as much damage as I could, and after 20 minutes, I finally managed to kill him. Oh my god, fellas. I killed Cassius. That was a good fight. I like that. That was a fun fight. Oh, wait, hey, that's it. We're done with the DLC. How far through the game are you? Well, I just beat Cassius in the Fight for Sanctuary DLC, so now it's time to go fight Captain Flint. We are about 6 hours in. No, more like 8. So I did the gas glitch by standing in the gas and then getting in my car. As you can see, this symbol here means it's Flint's time to die, hopefully. I still haven't actually tested it. I went back to the southern shelf and started making my way towards Flint. Like I said earlier, if I die, the gas glitch goes away and I'll have to go back to the DLC. I ran around the outside of Boom's arena to trick Big Bertha into facing the wrong way and then started killing some of the bandits, which was pretty easy, probably because of the triple damage glitch. Going back to the DLC won't make them respawn, so as long as this process takes less than 25 minutes, killing them will be worth it. Is this foreshadowing? I hope not. I ran around the outside of the camps to avoid the other bandits, and I did some jumps on a chain to make it back to Flint's arena without needing to fight anything else. Now for the fun part. Going into the arena would be death, so I needed to get Flint's attention from outside. The Tinderbox's projectiles aren't exactly designed for long-range combat, but it actually did work. Flint walked out on this beam, and I was able to knock him down right into the, camp full of bandits that I forgot about. I jumped down, embarrassed some of the bandits, almost died to a scavenger, but then chose not to die instead. I actually managed to clear out the bandits. Huh, not gonna lie, I didn't expect that to go well. I punched Flint back into the murder hut again, and with him pouting in the corner, it was really easy to get crits, and oh my god, his health bar moved. If he can bleed, he can die. I sped up the game to get all my ammo back and started shooting him, and pretty much immediately one of the bandits respawned and killed me. So, speeding up the game probably wasn't the best way to get my ammo back. I jumped back down and killed him, but this of course meant I had to go back to the DLC. I did the glitch again, made my way back up the hill, knocked him out of the arena, started killing the bandits, almost died, didn't die, punched Flint into the murder hut, and then I did something a little embarrassing. You see, the relic I've been using this whole time is a sheriff's badge. I thought it would be better than the Bone of the Ancients, but no, the bone is significantly better. It's not even close. I probably should have tested that. I started blasting, and it was going shockingly well until I ran out of ammo. I switched to a hoarder class mod to try to finish the job, but he was out healing my damage. I started over and switched to a different class mod that I genuinely didn't know I had, which increased my crit damage, and with that I was a lot stronger, but unfortunately I still ran out of ammo. Out of ideas at this point, I just kept shooting, hoping for a lucky money shot chain, and after 7 straight minutes, I finally killed him. Well, I'm pretty confident that by comparison, the rest of the game is going to be pretty easy, so it's all uphill from here. I should point out that the Flint fight is the only time I'm using the gas glitch, and I only used it because it was 100% necessary. I'm not going to use it again at all for the rest of the run. Wasn't even close. Yeah, that was shockingly easy. I made my way to Three Horns Divide, jumped off a cliff to get rid of the gas glitch, which didn't work for some reason, but I didn't notice, so when I killed these bully monks, I thought, wow, the Tinderbox is actually pretty good. No. But then I let a bullymong kill me, which actually did get rid of the gas glitch. I grabbed a thing, got a car, and I went to save Reese, but he decided to get attacked by a badass and 2 ironclads. That is just uncalled for, Reese. Killing the badass was actually hilariously easy, but the ironclads were a different story. A much more obnoxious story. I said earlier that their heads are actually weak to fire, so if I could get crits, this wouldn't be an issue. In other words, this was an issue. Look at this. They aren't fighting, they're dancing! They were easily able to dodge and play their little shell game to out-heal my damage, and the only time they actually stood still was to do that. I ran back in, and one of them got distracted bird watching, and turns out it's pretty easy to single out enemies when there's only one of them. And then this guy immediately disproved what I just said. Did it go so poorly because I was completely out of ammo? Shush! I ran back in and easily killed him, probably because I wasn't completely out of ammo. I got the battery, jumped off a cliff because it's faster than walking, and made it to Sanctuary. After that, I went to Frostburn Canyon because they're worried that the Firehawk is gonna kill Frau. I've already died 155 times, 156 times, and it didn't stop me. So I don't really get what the big deal is, but I ran past all the enemies and made it to Lilith, who didn't even kidnap Frau. The Bloodshots did it, and she knew that. So instead of sending playing an echo that said, "This is the Firehawk, come to Frostburn Canyon or people will die," she could have just said, "Howdy boys, the Bloodshots kidnapped Frau. Good luck." I just feel like a lot of missions in this game could have been an email. But this fight only took 6 minutes and 30 seconds, so I can't complain too much. I can complain a little, and you know I will. To get into the Bloodshot stronghold, I had to fight cars. No one could blame you for assuming that this mission would be unbearably difficult, but you would be so very wrong. You see, cars in this game are made of paper, and fire beats paper. Badmoss showed up, and even though he's weak to fire, I'm weak to gun, so after getting a lucky second wind, I ran away with my metaphorical tail between my metaphorical legs. After regaining some confidence, I ran back in and was quickly reminded that I should not have had confidence, but I once again got a lucky second wind and was able to kill Badmaw and make my way into the stronghold. If it seems like pretty much everything since Flint has been weirdly easy, it's because it has been. Like I said, the Tinderbox isn't really that bad of a gun. It's not good, but if an enemy is weak to fire, I would fucking hope it could deal damage to them. There's a few specific parts of the run where the Tinderbox won't be the best, and those places would be literally any part of the game that has loaders, so I'm cherishing the ability to deal damage while I can. After clearing out all but one enemy in the toilet room, I tried to kill the last guy while standing right by the door. It didn't go great. As soon as I kill this guy, Mad Mike is gonna pop out with a rocket launcher aimed right at my will to live and ability to live, and it'll make getting through this section a complete nightmare. If I can get the door to open while I'm standing here, then I can run to the new you before he gets the chance, and I'll be able to tactically retreat away from him. Right, I need you to come over here. Go over there. You following? No. Okay, he's not following. He's not understanding the assignment. Nope. Okay, wait. No, he got it. He understood. Okay, yeah, cool. Now come over here. He actually lost aggro. How can one enemy be this much of a bitch? I've seen infants with more courage than this. Actually, no, babies know, they don't know fear. Never mind. Not much of a comparison, but still, holy shit. Just follow me. Just come with me. Right, you were over here earlier. It's not that different from where you are now. It's just over here. Stop going to your favorite little hiding spot. Oh no, this is worse. What? So if anyone doesn't understand, I want him close to the door so that when I kill him and Mad Mike comes out, I don't have to run to Mad Mike. I'll just be right there. Because Mad Mike has a rocket launcher, and he will turn me into dead. And I'd prefer to not die. Well, I mean, it's fine if I do, but like, I want to get the new you behind Mad Mike first. Otherwise, this gets a lot more complicated. Like, he genuinely could not be further away from me. Is he just designed to run as far away from me as possible? Oh my god, he is. No, 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 sir. Alright, this is how we're doing it. Holy shit. I was not mentally prepared for that to be as difficult as it was. With that out of the way, I made my way through the rest of the stronghold without too much trouble, other than dying, and I rescued Frau for about 30 seconds before he got kidnapped again, which meant it was time to fight robots. Normally here, I would shoot one just to see how bad this was gonna be, but we all remember the DLC. We all remember the elevator. The good news is I can just run through this. I don't have to fight the robots. There actually isn't any bad news for once. It worked out perfectly. I respawned right where I died, and I made it to the Warden. It is depressing just how much more damage this is than when I use the infection. Like, obviously this is going to the gulag. There's no chance I kill the Warden here, but good lord, this should not be this much damage. After Frau got whisked away yet again, I followed him with a plan. I ran in and, oh, okay. I killed that guy, and then I ran in and I went down again. I ran back in and, okay, this is gonna be a pattern, isn't it? So the ability to just run past all the enemies clearly only existed in the ramparts, because I died 8 times just trying to walk from one end of this level to the other. But on that 9th try, I managed to make it to the invincibility crate. From here, I could shoot the Warden safely and dip back behind the crate for cover when I needed to, until I died. Okay, you know what? There's a better spot here that's way easier to get to. All I had to do was grenade jump over the exit, jump off the cliff into the weird upside down limbo dust, climb up this cliff to get behind the gulag, go underneath the gulag, walk up this hill, walk through through this fake wall, do a grenade jump, do a grenade jump, do a grenade jump, and walk through some less than solid walls, and suddenly I was in the perfect spot to kill the Warden. As you can see, this wall in front of me is completely see and walk throughable, and it stops all projectiles, but if I jump, I can shoot the Warden. This was gonna take way too long though, so I jumped up to a better spot where I could hit the Warden much more easily. Unfortunately, from here I could also be shot in the face by robots, and some might say that getting shot in the face by robots and dying and needing to start the fight over again wasted much more time than the other spot, but those people are wrong. Shut up. I decided to save quit to hopefully get better loaders, and definitely not because I got stuck on the floor. When I went back to the spot, yeah, those loaders are worse. The original spot was definitely better. I was still getting blasted by enemies, but I remembered I had a Titan class mod which gives a flat health regeneration. Combine that with a turtle shield which reduces my max health, and my health was coming back so fast all I had to do was wait a few seconds and I'd be good. If you don't know, as long as you're above half health, no amount of damage can kill you. It's called health gate, so all I had to do was keep jumping and hiding when I got hit, and before too long I fell down. What is this? I can't open my menu either. Where am I going? Where am I sliding to? Okay. Well, I got back to the spot and I died. Well, I'm sure that won't happen again. I got back to the spot, and after a surprisingly short amount of time of just jumping, shooting, and when I say surprisingly short, I mean despite the fact that the Warden is resistant to fire damage and grenade damage, you know, the two types of damage that this gun does, this fight took less time than Cassius. After less than 20 minutes, the Warden died. We went back to Sanctuary, I ran into Michael, who gave me a gun I wish I could use, and just like that, it was time for the easiest mission in the game. I pressed a button using only the Tinderbox, which, that usually works. I guess I'll set the Varkids on fire with my gun. Actually doing a mission the way it's intended. I hated that. Never make me do that again. I met Tina, whose bombs got stolen by the bandits. The very flammable bandits. Yeah, I got those bombs pretty easily. I blew up the train, ran past a bunch of very not flammable robots, and made it to Wilhelm. Yeah, Wilhelm is seeming pretty defeatable right now, depending on what he summons. Okay, gun loader, if I can take away the gun, it won't be a big deal. I'm out of... Uh-oh. Fuck. Shit. I don't need to kill, I just gotta get the arm off. I didn't get the arm off at all. Okay. That guy will now not have arms. Because, okay, so if I kill the loaders, they'll just respawn. But if I disarm them... Oh man, I'm avoiding using the hiding spot. Why is there another one? Stop having gun. Fuck. Okay. You know what? Get rid of the other arm too. But I gunzerked. Sit in a glitch spot. I just want to give it a good old try before doing glitching. You play anything other than Borderlands? I've never played a game before. Maybe I just kill the loaders, if I can. Slag wore off a little bit. Did slag wear off again? Seriously? Oh my god. I didn't think I needed that much emphasis on if I can. This is certainly going. I'd love to say I've had Wilhelm fights go worse, but I can't say that that's true. Yeah, maybe I just gotta do that. Just stand right on him. He didn't get slagged. I threw 8 magic missiles right on his face and he didn't get slagged. After killing the loaders, I was able to shoot Wilhelm completely unimpeded, outside of the surveyors who restored his shield faster than I could damage it, which means by definition I fucking lied to you. It doesn't help that he kept blasting me into a corner, which made shooting him a little there was a wall in the way. This gave the surveyors the whole 3 seconds they needed to out-heal the damage I had dealt, so I can't say things were exactly going well. It seemed like if I really tried, I could out-damage the shield regen a little, but only until Gunzerk ran ran out or I ran out of ammo. Oh, or died. That's also an option. I'm not used to Wilhelm actually being a threat. Honestly, I'm kind of proud of him. But it was clear there was no way I was killing him normally. So it was definitely time to use the hiding spot, because if there's one thing you can be sure of, it's that for every boss in Borderlands 2, there's a hiding spot that completely trivializes the fight. I'm getting a weird sense of deja vu right now. I ran back in, confident it was a fluke, and for a while it seemed like it was. I was able to deal some decent damage, and whenever I got hit, I could just hide and heal. A really important detail about this spot is that it confuses his surveyors. I have no idea why, but even though they've got their shield healing beams on him, for some reason they won't actually restore his shield. It's like Death Trap when you're in Fight for Your Life. He definitely thinks he's helping. Good job, buddy. So when they started actually restoring his shield, I was equal parts confused and fucked. I could destroy the surveyors, but there would be two problems with that. One, no I couldn't, and two, I actually need those surveyors alive. He'll always want to have exactly 3 surveyors out at any given point, but once his health gets low enough, instead of summoning shield surveyors, he'll summon repair surveyors. Having him go back to full health would be pretty not optimal in my personal opinion, but if I leave those 3 alive, he won't spawn any more, so no repair surveyors. Thankfully, they stopped repairing his shield for some reason, which meant I was able to get some damage in before he did a little jump away out of sight, and they started healing him again. I've done this fight so many times before, and I have no idea why it chose today to go this poorly. Luckily, he wandered back over to where I could hit him, and they stopped healing him again. So all that really did was waste some time. Time that I absolutely did not have because the loaders respawned. It takes 25 minutes for enemies to start to respawn after killing them, so this is my progress after 25 minutes. Great. Well, unsurprisingly, adding in more enemies made the situation a little worse. I guess they weren't really doing that much. I could still just hide when I took damage, so this was gonna take a lot longer, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I just kept blasting him slowly, but probably surely, chipping away at his health little by little until eventually, after an unreasonable amount of time, one of the loaders got blasted down the cliff and killed me. How? Why? What? So that's just been an option this whole time, I guess. I tried again, but this time I couldn't even get him to come over to the cliff. Nothing was working anymore, and I had no idea why. It was clear I only had one option left, a Hail Mary. If this didn't work, then it was all over. The challenge was failed. I killed all the loaders, I jumped, and that's it. That's all I did. Spamming jump completely shattered his AI. If I killed the surveyors, he would spawn more, so I had to leave them alive. But other than that, I could just shoot him. I was out damaging their healing, but after 25 minutes, the loaders were gonna respawn, so I had to kill him faster than that. Based on this damage, it was gonna be close. I kept shooting, aiming for crits as much as I could, missed most of them, and before too long, another red dot appeared. It had been 25 minutes. 2 more showed up. I was out of time, but his health was so low. They started shooting me, and I thought it was all over, but then I got him. That could not have possibly been closer, but just like that, I beat the easiest boss in the game. Wilhelm's a little bitch. I didn't struggle for a second. I picked up the power core and slapped it in the probably not very important shield generator thing, and suddenly the city was flying and a lot of people were dead. That's probably not my fault, but either way, I had to find my way back to Sanctuary. I went to the fridge and tried to just run past the rats, but no, of course they weren't gonna make it that easy. Unfortunately for them, they were weak to the spicy flavor of damage, so I was able to get 3-second wins and make it out of there only moderately scathed. I ran into a group of hot loaders in my area, so naturally I said, fuck that, and ran away. I jumped into the water, the natural enemy of fire, climbed this ladder, and jumped up on the bridge in a way so that the exploder won't blow it up. And I made it to the new U, which made the timing of this death pretty convenient. The gluttonous thresher showed up, which is normally a problem, but for a fire gun, this... Oh wait, oh no, why is his health bar not moving? Well, despite the fact that dealing fire damage to this guy is the best case scenario, I was gonna have to handle this the same way I always did. I hid behind this building and popped out to shoot him until I was greeted by a swift death. I ran back in, and this time he was distracted by the loaders, who realistically were probably more of a threat than I was, so I was able to shoot him completely unhindered, mostly unhindered. With the help of the loaders, he actually died really fast. I picked up the thing, and It couldn't have just been that easy, could it? Well, I made it to Overlook, which, as I've said in previous videos, is the easiest section in the game. All I had to do was hide, repair the beacon, hide, repair the beacon, hide. You get the idea. After doing that 7 times, the beacon became immortal, and I just ran away and waited for the mission to autocomplete. You don't even have to go to that specific fast travel station. I did not kill a single enemy, and I didn't die once. Apparently, Mordecai is another mission for me, which went great last time, so I'm excited to see what he's got for me now. Bloodwing got kidnapped, so I gotta clean up his mess. God damn it. The first objective of this mission, as always, wasn't too bad because not killing enemies was a whole lot easier than killing them. Even though I died, it didn't matter because the loader was still considered to be damaged even though it went back to full health. The door opened and I even managed to get a second wind. It was nice that things were going so well considering that we all know what's coming next. I did a grenade jump, fucked it up, got hit by an exploder, got downed by a surveyor, tried to get a second wind on a different surveyor, and failed horribly. Wow, things stopped going well real quick. I ran back in, did another grenade jump, and this surveyor is the goddamn employee of the month. 3rd time's the charm? There wasn't a surveyor this time, instead there was an ultimate badass loader, who actually was less of a threat than anything else. That's okay. After almost dying again, I made it to the next new U. Did doing that grenade jump actually make this easier than just walking around? Maybe. But now it's time for everyone's favorite, the infamous door section. As you can see, based on my damage against this loader, this wasn't gonna go too great. And as you can see, based on my damage against this power loader, this was gonna go really not great. Oh, that's very not good. Wow, it is insane how much of a difference that is. Okay, that guy gets to live. Okay, yeah, Rabbit Stalker, take out that guy. I believe in you. Okay, so they're inside the wall now. Yeah, I'd prefer if this Rabbit Stalker were dead. Dude, get slagged. Okay. That was actually kind of huge. Yeah, you know what? When these guys don't have their arms, they are not actually that bad. Oh, no, I had overkill. No, that's what it is. I had overkill damage. That was some bullshit. I think I'm gonna save that power loader for last because I don't know what to do against it. Come on. Man, these motherfuckers move around so goddamn much. This is tough. Oh, the ultimate badass is here. Cool. Well, I can't say I played that very well. Okay, I do not need the Rough Rider unless I want to kill like the power loader or something. Well, I might want to kill that power loader. Okay, hang on. What? They did a little shell game on me. I can't believe it. I just want to disarm him. Oh wait, I did get an arm off. Oh, huge. I don't think I got the arm. I feel like that should have gotten the arm. What's that arm made of? Well, whatever it's made of, throwing matchsticks at it doesn't break it. I guess he's left-handed, because the right arm popped off with a little more ease than that. Damn. It's not gonna happen. Well, surely this guy's not gonna be stingy with his arm either. Sir, get out of the way. Okay, no, I got his arm. That dude had the decency to drop his arm. Yeah, the question now is, how do I separate the ultimate badass from all the others? Is it physically possible for me to kill all the others? Power loader's got bullet reflection and it's level 91. I do have an idea for the power loader actually. I don't know if you guys can tell what the plan is yet. This is working better than it should already. I bet a bunch of skags and stalkers will distract them for a little bit. Bye. I bet that'll keep him busy. What else we got still up here? Another gunless gun loader, a gun full gun loader. Not for long though. Shit. I had to get knocked 5 miles away, didn't I? This power loader's not dying, is it? You know, I will say, if all of these guys just stay over there, then this works. They aren't. They're coming over here with their guns. Why is he running away? He's running so far. Well, I got the other arm. Why do people keep suggesting a bladed tinderbox and melee cell like that would do anything? This seems doable. And by seems doable, I mean, I think I will be able to actually lure them all out of the arena. Is the power loader coming back? Why are the Skags so bad at fighting this guy? Keep him busy! Oh my god. Get out of here. Shit. I have a new plan. How far can I lure this guy? Get out of the fucking way. The man is just standing in the doorway now. Wait, is he broken? Nope, 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 not broken. Not broken, very not broken. I did not think he was aiming for me there. Oh shit, there's a corrosive stalker. I have had to fight every single enemy in this game, except outside of like 2 or 3, differently than I have ever fought anything in this game. The amount of learning I've done in this run. I didn't know I still had this much to learn. Oh god, nowhere is safe. I made my way through the rest of the preserve without any issues, well, by comparison at least, and I made it to Bloodwing. Now obviously this was going to be a gosh darn nightmare, it always is, but I had a plan. Spamming jump doesn't just work on Wilhelm, it works on Bloodwing too. Actually, it works on just about everything, but you better fucking believe I'm using it here. But I decided I would only use it against the fire phase, that feels fair. For shock and corrosive phase, I would fight them normally and just hope for the best. Alright, this is gonna take a really long time. That shouldn't happen. Stay there. Halt. Bird. Oh, there we go. Okay, Bloodwing's broken. Fellas, this is not gonna take nearly as long as I thought. What the fuck? Despite the fact that Bloodwing was made of fire, she wasn't nearly as fireproof as you'd think. Once I got the fire phase down to 0 health, I decided to just wait for my ammo to come back. She wouldn't go to phase 2 until I stopped jumping, so I took full advantage of that. Once my ammo was full, I let her go to phase 2, and that damage is significantly better than I expected. I switched to the Turtle Titan combo just to stay alive, but it barely felt necessary. She didn't even manage to break my shield, and I did so much damage the second 2 phases barely lasted a few minutes. Last I checked, flying types aren't weak to fire, but I guess for Bloodwing they made an exception. I have never had a Bloodwing fight go nearly that well. I really don't understand how this can be the easiest challenge I've ever done for one section, and a Sisyphean hellscape for the next. Oh, and as always, 4th phase was pretty easy, but I think it still did more damage than the shock phase. I had to recruit Brick, another mission that could have just been an email. So I went to 1000 cuts, and I'm just gonna save you some time. These are the most flammable enemies in the game. This mission took minutes. Robots do show up at the end, but I had Brick there to help. It doesn't matter how bad my guns are when I've got those guns by my side. With Brick thoroughly impressed by my unparalleled ability to let him do all the work, the only thing left to do before the most difficult mission of the game was the second most difficult mission of the game, Opportunity. I actually wasn't too worried about this because I had a plan. I know that pretty much every time I say that, it's immediately followed by something going horribly wrong, and right now it probably looks like things are going horribly wrong, but that's only because the plan wasn't working at all. I ran back in, and rather than being a coward and trying something new, I just did the same thing over and over and hoped it would go differently. After dying just a couple times, I was able to damage him so much that his shield came back and he ran away. Great. No, that wasn't sarcasm, that actually was the plan. I ran in and fought him in a new location and immediately died. And just like that, the plan was completed. He fell right into my trap. So basically, if you damage him enough to break his shield and then have his shield come back, he'll go to the second location. If you fight him in the second location and die, he'll come back to the first location, and in the first location, he will be very stupid. But I don't think he's here. Nope, nope, he wasn't in the second location yet, I guess. Not for realsies, at least. Cool. Back here, and he should be completely broken. His AI should not work in the slightest. Oh my god, what the fuck? Wow. And just like that, opportunity was done. You know, I'm starting to think I know this game a little too well. It's a good thing Borderlands 4 is coming out soon, or already came out, depending on when I finish this video. I gotta learn this bullshit all over again. Well, I grabbed Claptrap because it was time for the most difficult fight of the game. Oh, you thought I meant the bunker? No. So here's the thing. I'm going to do this the same way I did it for the infection. Basically, I'm gonna do the entire bunker climb backwards. I ran past the enemies because shooting them would be a monumental waste of time. I ran along this pipe and made it to my hiding spot under the stairs. In order to do this backwards, like I said, I needed to get on top of this ledge. So I did a grenade jump. Okay, so I did a grenade jump which almost got me to the top and did another grenade jump which sent me right back to the bottom. Doable. This is so doable. Mostly because I've done it before. Shit. Oh, I have a very strange idea. Oh, I don't like my idea anymore. That was a terrible one. Oh, come on. Really? Come on. Oh, he's doing a nuke. Well, it doesn't matter if he's doing a nuke if I can't do shit about it. I hate this game. Yeah, it'd be a little easier if every single attack anyone threw out didn't instantly health gate me. That would improve this a little bit. Okay, that turret is doing more damage than anything on the fucking planet. Than anything I've fought up to this point. Fuck you. Fuck. Well, I'm up here now. Alright, I got one shot here. Okay, what if I just do this? That'll happen. Okay. Yes, that was gonna happen. I have an idea, and I think it's the correct idea. And that is to just save quit every single time I die, so that everything has not spawned in. Seems like it was a pretty fucking good idea, god damn it. Fuck you, turrets. Okay. Oh. I've confused the turrets into not knowing I'm here. Okay, so this is an issue. So as you may know, these turrets are completely immune to most splash damage, which includes magic missile, which means I can't slag them. It doesn't help that this guy's level 91. Dude. So close. Why did it... What? Why again? Oh my god, I did it. Okay. Now, I kill the first constructor. So I hope you guys don't have any plans. Because this is what we're doing now. Let me get a little closer. Okay, you know what? This is fine. This is fine. Uh-oh. Well, that's just bad luck. I really just wanted to get rid of that shield, because that was annoying, but I respawn up top. Isn't that something? And so I sat there shooting the constructor, missing at least 90% of my shots, but since constructors don't have health regen, it was only a matter of time. A very long matter of time. I mean, I had 9 hours to kill, so fuck it, I guess. I feel like someone's gonna say that I could just walk through the door and go to the bunker now, but no, I have to kill the constructor, then kill the turrets, then kill the badass constructor. Only then can I fight the bunker. Eventually, I managed to kill the constructor, which meant I had finally completed step 1 of this mission. I went back down the hill and tried to kill the turrets, but it went about as well as it did last time. It was clear there was no way I was going to be able to kill them without slag, and seeing as magic missile was AWOL, I decided to use a level 1 slagga. It deals almost no damage, so this really isn't any different than using the magic missile, other than the fact that it can actually hit the turrets. Even then, I was barely able to damage them, so once I ran out of ammo, it was another round of hoping money shot would save me. And it took its sweet ass time, but it eventually did save the day. I did the same thing to the other turret, and good lord, the difference between level 90 and 91 is insane. I feel like that turret wanted to die. I got back to the top of the hill and shot the badass constructor for 20 minutes, actually taking advantage of the fact that the bullets arc and speeding up the game so I could finish the fight this year. And just like that, the constructor died and I made my way to the bunker. I fought these autocannons in the DLC. They ain't nothing. Oh, wait. Nope, wait, this might be a problem. Oh, never mind, I was wrong. The bunker showed up and I did what I always do. I hid and shot it when it got close. This damage felt like I was trying to burn down a metal building by throwing matches at it, mostly because that's exactly what I was doing. I was really hoping there would be some weird resistance issue like there is with Boom Boom and fire damage wouldn't actually be that bad. But no, instead of being secretly weak to fire, the bunker was secretly super resistant to it. It took over an hour before the bunker finally died. I made my way up top, and as always, I didn't get a sham, so I made my way into Control Core. Now here's the thing about robots that you might not know by this point. I don't like fighting them. They shoot me in the face and call me mean names. I might be imagining that second thing, but it's definitely insulting when they do this. For the first time, I have to fight ion loaders, known by a different name in the Borderlands community, the fucking worst. I ran back in and oh my god, he did it again. Luckily they aren't that tanky, but add in these walking health bars that I've somehow managed to avoid fighting up to this point, and you've got a recipe for I want to die, and oh boy, they're gonna fulfill that wish. Both of them died pretty easily, but both of them were minimum level, and we've seen just how much of a difference one level can make. Maybe I would get lucky and I would fight exclusively level 89 in, and that's a level 91 ion loader. Cool. To the surprise of no one, I did absolutely no damage. I entirely rely on crits, but my accuracy is terrible and getting close is scary. Luckily, I was able to trick it by just walking left and right. God, this game is good. As soon as that problem was solved, with impeccable timing, the next problem showed up. Turrets. The bane of my existence. And then, of course, another ion loader showed up with 2 angelic guards. You know, I'm starting to think Control Core is gonna take a while. Priority number, the first one, was of course going to be this turret. I was pretty sure the magic missile could slag it and I just happened to get unlucky. Maybe that was wishful thinking because I ran back in and it happened again. I did almost kill it without slag, but almost still makes the death counter get bigger, and a bigger death counter number is bad. Unless I want people to know that this challenge was really hard, which I do, so okay, I guess it's fine. On the 4th attempt of me trying the exact same thing, I managed to kill the turret. The Angelic Guard was the obvious next target since I easily killed one earlier, and consistency is my middle name. Unfortunately, I don't go by my middle name, and that ion loader reminded me that it is in fact the biggest threat to my sanity right now. And when it happened a second time, I was extra sure. I killed the ion loader, which should make killing the Angelic Guards easy. Emphasis on should. After playing peekaboo with this one while trying and failing to outdamage its healing, I figured I just had to run in, but unfortunately the Tinderbox absolutely shreds through ammo. So close. After failing a couple more times, the unbeatable strategy of trying the same thing over and over again finally worked. But then it happened. My worst fears had been realized. Alright, my good sir. Oh god, that hurts. I don't know if that plan is gonna work on him. I take it back. I know that that plan is not going to work on him. We're gonna have to get a little more creative here. Okay, so I can barely kill a level 90 Angelic Guard. I'm sure a level 91 Angelic Guard won't be that much more difficult. Stop moving! How far is he gonna go? Okay, I have an idea. The Tinderbox accuracy is absolute piss. If I can punch him into a corner where he can't run away like a little baby, I think I can get him with just a bunch of crits. Nope, didn't work. Okay, well, he was confused for a second. Is that going to be enough? Fucking of course it isn't. Okay, I have a new idea, and it's really bad. I lied, I don't have an idea. That was instant. Come on, don't run too far away, sir. He's running so fucking far away. And there goes Gunzerg. Oh my god, wait, do I have him? Just down me. Stop hitting me. Okay. How? He's such a little weasel. Come on. Oh, you stupid bitch. That was so close. That was so close. I had it. Fellas, how did I forget the ultimate strategy? Am I truly foolish? It's so insane. It's really that easy. You just gotta run in circles, and then nothing in this game functions. I can't believe it took me that long to remember the power of circles. Now that I had killed the strongest enemy I'd face, nothing could stand in my way. Well, nothing could stand in my way forever. I died to every enemy that crossed my path, but eventually, after a brisk 2 hours, I killed everything, destroyed the last injector, and Control Core was done. Unfortunately, Frau got murdered, but the killer was wearing a mask, so we may never learn who it was. But either way, after that, it was time for the last easy mission of the game, something that has never been said to describe Sawtooth Cauldron until right now. I jumped off this cliff, killed some bandits to make Brick proud, and really just because I could. Died, but that's not my fault. Killed the first ambush commander surprisingly easily, unless you expected fire to burn that guy. And I killed the 4th ambush commander. I skipped the 2nd and 3rd one because I shot them and they died. I feel like you get the idea. This scavenger decided to be a bigger threat than any of the ambush commanders, but he was quickly thwarted by the power of a tactical retreat. I made it outside and ran for dear life, unsuccessfully, but when running fails, killing usually also fails, but I guess I got lucky. I ran into the camp, got a 2nd wind on this turret, just like I always do, got an unbelievably clutch 2nd wind, hit the lever, and barely destroyed Boombringer before bleeding out. The only thing left to do was kill 5 buzzards. 5 highly mobile, flying, armored enemies. This was not gonna be easy. This may very well be the most difficult part of the game. Oh, wait, it's done? Oh. Okay. Well, I turned some valves and went in a pipe, pretended Saturn didn't exist, pushed a button, almost died waiting for Mordecai's slow ass, and grabbed a thing, which meant just like that, I was at the end. Claptrap sucks at the one thing he's supposed to be good at, so I was gonna have to fight waves of robots while I waited for the door to open. And since I suck at the one thing I'm supposed to be good at, this was gonna be rough. The first few loaders went down pretty easily, but then it happened. The hot loaders showed up. I couldn't just run past them, I had to kill them without a single elevator in sight, and hang on, hold on, that's damage happening right there. What? I died, but that was a max level hot loader. Is the Bone of the Ancients really that much better? Was the most ridiculous fight of the run secretly easy if I had just known what the best gear was? To be fair, that fight would have been way less funny, but I still feel robbed. Well, all things considered, this fight was pretty easy. I died a lot, but even the surveyors didn't pose a threat. The whole thing took maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour, time has lost all meaning. Let's skip Heroes Pass. I ran past these enemies, dropped down on this cliff, died probably on purpose, did a grenade jump, ran past some enemies, did a grenade jump, ran past the last enemies, and just like that, I made it to Jack. I do have a good strategy to fight Jack, so I'm not too concerned. Wait a second, how much overkill can I stack against these clones? Not enough. Not enough. I'm probably dead here. Oh, I thought my bleed out was going to be way faster than that. Shit. That's a pretty instant bleed out at this point. Shit. Oh, I'm definitely dead. Yep. Okay, so if I can avoid going down too often, I think I got this. Oh my god, there's so many of his clones. Oh, that's the real one. Alright, and this is the strat. You just kind of do this. Because his melee only hits directly in front of you, and once he starts doing it, he doesn't change direction. Problem is he really doesn't like to get slagged. So I'm tempted to use the level 1 Slagga for this. Just because then I can actually slag him with some level of consistency. Like, this is insane. I'm going to switch to Rough Rider for Inconceivable Chance. Get over there. Don't stand near the lava. That's where you don't want to be. Yeah, so like, if I just... It's a level 1 Slagga, so it doesn't do any damage. I think I'm just gonna... Dude, look at how much it fucking takes to slag this man. Okay. I still have the Rough Rider on. And he hid. Son of a bitch. Dude, I am not okay. You know what? Honestly, I think I need the turtle and the Titan comp. I am just dying so much. Oh my god, get me out of here. Okay, now I'm gonna hide for like 20 seconds. Because I absolutely do not want to go into Fight for Your Life again. That's the real one. What? Alright, guess we're going over here. Really clutching up here. I am trying my darndest. Okay, that's the real one. Bye-bye. I'm dead. Oh, maybe not. That should have reset my bleed out timer. Where's the real one? Give me the real one. Okay, got him broken. Now I just have to make sure all of the other ones don't kill me. They are currently killing me. How do I get this second wind? Like that, okay. How about come over here? Oh, this works. Oh, you bitch. Oh, come on. Let's go. Oh my god. Right now, Jack is trying to get to the moonshot console, but I'm standing in his way and his AI can't fathom a solution to this problem. Was this 100% necessary? Absolutely goddamn yes it was. If I let him get to the console, he would summon a shield surveyor, which I would have to kill before I could damage him, which I wouldn't be able to kill. He'd also summon loaders, which, as I've said before, no thanks. More of his clones would show up, because why not? And also he has health regeneration. Not to mention, if I died, I'd have to break his shield again, and I don't have the rest of my life to spend failing to do this challenge. This was the only way. I killed Jack and the warrior was released. If you've seen these videos before, you know that the warrior isn't a threat. This wasn't a question of if I could kill the warrior, it was a question of just how long it was gonna take. I was dealing 40,000 damage per shot. Now, I don't know how much health the warrior has, but I can tell you this. If I can measure the length of this fight in hours instead of days, I'll be surprised. You already know I used the speed up mod to make this go faster. In real time, the fight took about 40 minutes, but without the speed up mod, that would have been 9 hours. But I did do it. I killed the warrior and he landed on the moonshot console, so I couldn't press the button to kill him. That is just disrespectful. That is a level of mild inconvenience that is so par for the course for this run, and I'm absolutely over it. I save quit so I could press the button with only the tinderbox, and I took a bath in some lava so I could kill Jack from outside the arena. 1 to 10, how bad was this challenge? Out of every challenge I've ever done, this was the most difficult. Will these even go this far? They should. Yep, no, I hit him once. Son of a bitch. Can you fuck off? The Rax can eat my dick. I've almost got him. Oh, too easy. Jack's dead. Too easy. Yeah, honestly, like, Tinderbox only, I'm not gonna lie, I expected Tinderbox only to be a little more difficult. It did take me about 30 hours total, which is a lot longer than most of my challenges. Well, there's only one thing to do now. Tinderbox is the greatest weapon in the game, guys. Find me another weapon that can kill OP10 Terramorphous the Invincible that easily. That was OP10. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in the recording and edit the health bar so it says level 92. But yeah, so you can in fact beat Borderlands 2 with only the Tinderbox. Okay, bye. I will now say the names of everyone who's a member of the channel. Patron shoutouts. If you want to see my videos a week in advance and vote on what challenges I do next, the link is in the description. Extra special thanks to Shedder Dude, who once accidentally locked himself in the office when he decided he'd save a lot of money by not having doors. Tarkus Lives, who once built a tank in his backyard because the government said he couldn't. Turns out they meant legally, but it's hard to arrest a guy with a tank. Rocklead, who once was chased by a polar bear while skiing. How that bear learned to ski, we'll never know. Seeb, who has the ability to absorb energy from the environment, mostly by eating food. Zap Sparky, who invented the jet ski after crashing a Harley into a lake. ZZ Horn, who a long time ago thought they had invented the first flying machine, but that was in 2024, so I don't know how they didn't get the memo. King Zarwin, who is the fastest runner of all time, topping out at 32 nautical miles per hour. I don't know what that means. Special thanks to a Voltflow who can do the impossible and charge a phone to 101%. Drac, who once joined 2 rival gangs at the same time and got them to settle their differences through the power of song. Zillant, who once bit a wild bat trying to become a half-bat person, but the bat became a half-human instead. That kid Bruno, who learned how to ride a bike with no legs, just in case. Bayfire, who believes that human technology truly peaked with the cassette tape and it's all been downhill from there. Nicholas Kent, who is absolutely convinced that the world is a globe. Randy Dobson, who discovered a fossil while trying to bury a dead body. Apparently some dinosaur had the same idea. Scruppy, who once got attacked by a tiger but then hit it with a 32-hit combo and killed it. And Night Fox, who is haunted by the ghost of Easter past. It's not as popular of a story. Thank you again to everyone who supports me on Patreon. You guys help make what I do possible.